Amanto vehesati pahaya jati sangsarang dukkha santang karisati.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's beautiful. So that's do you recognize the lines? Arabhatha. Arabhatha. It is whenever you have tha, arabhatha, nikamatha, yunjatha. What does that signify?
Buddha Sasana.
Yeah, Buddha Sasana. What does that say? Tha is what form of a verb is it? Any guesses? So the verb forms has either indicative, mostly indicative, like to do something, to do, like go can be could be either indicative or imperative. Do you see the difference? Imperative, is it, if it is imperative, it commands you, asks you to do this. Yeah. So arabhatha, and the indicative form is arabhati. Arabhati. That arabhati means to start. To start. Yeah. To begin. Embark on. So arabhati. But arabhatha is not an indicative form, but it is the other one. What is it?
An imperative. So.
Yeah. Imperative. Yeah, exactly. So you do this, like, it's just like command. Yeah. Arabhatha, make a start. Nikamatha, move on, move forward. Yunjatha, kind of engage in. Yeah, arabhatha, nikamatha, yunjatha, Buddha Sasana. So you know Buddha Sasana, yeah? Yeah. Buddha's, dispensation of the teaching. So arabhatha, nikamatha, yunjatha, Buddha Sasana, dhunatha. Dhunatha, that's again another imperative, meaning, expel. Dhunatha, machu no sena. Who is machu?
Mara.
Mara. Yeah, Mara. You know Mara? Yeah? Have you met Mara?
Many Maras.
Yeah.
Mara and Maravati.
Yeah, Mara. Yeah. So Mara is this demon, Mara.
Yeah.
So Dhunatha Machuno Sena. Sena. What is Sena?
An army?
Army. Good. Yes. Armies. Yeah. So expel the armies of the Mara. Yeah, destroy them. Dhunatha Machuno Senang Nalagarang Vakunjaro. Yeah, any guesses? What is Kunjara? Any guesses?
Elephant, right?
Elephant. Nalagarang is like a bamboo house. Yeah. You know when an elephant goes to the bamboo house, what does it do? Just destroy it.
Try it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just destroy it. So just destroy the Mara's armies like that. Don't be afraid. Yeah. So Arabhata Nikhamata Yunjata Buddha Sasane Dhunat Machuno Sena Nalagarang Kunjaro Yo imasmi, whosoever in this Dhamma Vinaya, in this Dhammas and Vinaya, yo imasmi in Dhamma Vinaya, appamato vihesati. Engage or exert energy in this Dhamma Vinaya. Pahaya jati sansaran dukkha santakar. He sees the end of suffering, having given up jati sansara. Jati sansara is the cycle of birth and death. Yeah. So it's a very what's the word? Motivational statement by the Buddha to the monks, especially when you start a class, start something, you say, you do this. So Bhante, I actually put the recording a little bit later. Probably, maybe you should say that again so that we will now know. Yeah.
Okay.
Recite that again, please. Yeah. Okay.
Arabhata Nikhamata Yunjata Buddha Sasane Dhunat Machono Senang Nalagarang Kunjaro Yo imasmin dhamma vinaye appamatto vehesati pahaya jati sangsarang dukkha santang karisati.
Okay, everybody can actually has memorized now, yeah?
Does it come from a specific sutta, Sunil?
Yeah. There is a sutta. Is it called what is it called,
Arunavati,
Bhante? Sorry?
Sangyutta Nikaya Arunavati Sutta, I think.
Arunavati. Yeah, Arunavati Sutta. So I'll send those gathas and the reference as well. Okay. Arunavati Sutta, because it is when you start a new venture, when you begin a class, when you do something important, sometimes, monks chant this together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Okay.
Parinibbana Vagga Brahma Sangyutta.
Yeah.
Agataka Vagga Sangyutta Nikaya. Page 278. What is that?
278. It is in the connected discourses. Yeah. Sangyutta Nikaya.
Sangyutta Nikaya.
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. So we have been doing some we're doing actually the Sabbasava Sutta. It's one of the really complicated deep sutta, but I'm sure we got something out of it. Yeah. And one thing we have all forgotten is our new Pali course. We haven't done much of that, have we? So I think your unseen passages in the exam will come from the new Pali course. It is not fair to give something totally outside.
Last week
So
you said we don't have exam, we have presentation.
you don't have an exam. Okay, you have only an exam. Oh, no presentation. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean it's totally fine. So I mean if you choose some section, unseen passage, that is absolutely fine. From anywhere at all, yeah, if you choose. But if I choose, I will choose it from the Pali course, new Pali course, so that there is a limit for you. Yeah. Anyway, so anyone doing a presentation today at all? No? No. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
How long did you want on these? Because we debated it. It started at 5 minutes, and then it grew.
To 50.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this is what happens. So let's say 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
5 to 10.
But if I remember well, you want us to take a text from a sutta and then read it and sort of translate it.
Yeah. Translate it and reflect on it as well. I mean, the strength of this course is not just learning meaning, but going like probing bit more. Yeah, probing bit more. Just give me 1 second. Somebody's just trying to. Sorry. Sometimes I get some emergency calls.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Can you memorize the
All right.
Gatha?
Yeah. Sorry.
Last week, our class memorized the Gatha.
Oh, you are reminding us of memorizing a Gatha, and these poor students who have had a lot of exams probably do not want to be remembered.
Pundarika Yata Vagu.
Pundarika Yata Vagu.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine if you have memorized it. Anyone has memorized that at all? Wow, I'm impressed, Altamita. Yes. Wonderful.
I hope I did memorize it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, do you want to do that now?
Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
Pundarikam yata vagu tuyena nupalipami lokena tasma buddhosmi brahmanati.
Wow, excellent. Well done. Very impressive. And you pronounce the words very, nicely. Yeah, Pundarika. Pundarika is, in particular, it is a white lotus. Pundarika, the Pali word refers to the white lotus. Yeah. Pundarikang Yatavagu. Yeah. Excellent. Anyone else want to try? I'm not looking at anyone in particular. No, okay. Don't worry. You can do it as we go along. And you put your hand up and say, oh, I have memorized that stanza. and then we will pause it and let you do that. Okay, so great.
Should we choose a short for the presentation? Should we choose like a short stanza like this one about the lotus, or should it be longer?
Yeah. I mean, it's totally up to you. You could actually make it short, make it long, whatever. But most important part is just give the meaning and also some reflection on it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Any questions from our? Let's get the Sabbasava Sutta. That's the one we did last time. Actually, it was a bit of a difficult sutta, you know. The Sabbasava is because it's talking about seven practices. Yeah, 7 practices. Sabba asava sangvara pariyaya. And we just talk about dasana pahatabba, and then we talked about sangvara pahatabba, patisevana pahatabba, adivasana pahatabba, parivajjana pahatabba, vinodana pahatabba, and bhavana pahatabba. So these are the seven ways to remove the taints, the defilements. Yeah. So any question about any of these? Do you understand all the words? Patisevana, adivasana. I mean, the text is pretty much similar in some of these. So we discuss the first section completely, and then we talked about the second, Sangvara Pahatabba. But we haven't talked about the Patisevana Pahatabba. Yeah? Patisevana. Do you remember the meaning of the word Patisevana?
Rising.
Patisevana.
It was rising, wasn't it?
No.
Oh.
Patisevana.
Using.
That's it. Yeah. Patisevana. Sevana means actually association or use, engage with something. Yeah. Patisevana. So usually what do people use? And let's have a look. Katamecha bhikkhave asava patisevana pahatabba. Yeah. Can somebody actually translate that sentence? So pahatabba it's actually pahatabba should be abandoned. Yeah. Katamecha bhikkhave asava patisevana pahatabba. Yeah. Do you get the meaning?
Is it the use of which asava should be abandoned?
Yeah, which katamecha means which ones are, O monks, which asavas, monks, should be abandoned by using. Yeah, which asavas should be abandoned by using. Yeah.
So by using what do you use what?
No, you know, when we use things, you know, we have to use just this person again. Sorry. Yeah, so using, you know, usually we have to use things for our survival. What do we have to use? At least 4 things. We have to have a clothes, you know, and we have to eat some food. We have to have a shelter over our head, and we have to have medicine in case of illness. So these are called, what are they called?
Yeah, the conditions for which you can live, for which.
Yeah, I mean, those are 4 requisites, isn't it? So usually, I mean, this is all what we really need.
Well, we need a bit of breath as well, don't we?
well, that is, I mean, you know, that is actually outside of this. You know, breathing, I mean, you're not really, you know, I mean, you're not consciously breathing. I mean, if you were to breathe consciously, you should be dead by now. Because we will forget how to breathe. Yeah. So no, this is for sustenance of, you know, sustaining your body and mind. You need 4 requisites, 4 things. Now that's the bare minimum. So the monks are allowed to have these 4. Okay. So this is called chivara. Chivara is clothes. Pindapata is food. And then senasana. Senasana is a, you know, place to stay. Yeah. And the last one is medicine. Yeah. Patisankaya yoniso. The 4th one. Gilana pachaya bhesajja parikkara. So gilana means when you are ill, pachaya, you know, things that you use. Bhesajja, medicine. Parikkara, you know. So anything that is associated with that. Gilana pache bhesajja parikkara. So, you know, all monks, I mean, the monastics are allowed to have these 4 things. Yeah. So when you are using them, you got to be mindful. And katamecha bhikkhave asava patisevana pahatabba, which taints, which defilements should be abandoned by using. Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu patisankaya yoniso chivarang patiseva vati. So mindfully use the clothes. Yeah. I mean, everybody has to have a clothes because, and the reason is Yavadeva Sitasya Patighata, protect from the cold. Sitasya Patighata, Unhasya Patighata, protect from the heat. Dansa Makasa Vatat Pasiring Sapa. Now this is another one phrase, protect yourself from the, glad flies and mosquitoes, anyone who can actually come and attack you. Sampasanam Patighata, Yavadeva Hirikopina Paticha Danatham. Just cover your private parts. Yeah. So now that's the whole purpose of your clothes.
So if I may ask, so that the asava that you should then abandon is being unmindful.
Exactly. If you are unmindful, because we are not necessarily mindful, because that's why, outside of these reasons, sometimes we go for the styles, expensive clothes. Yeah. People go for very expensive clothes and we say, I only wear such and such. I don't wear the such, such and such. I mean, that kind. So the monks, for example, Venerable Dhammarathana, he's allowed only 3 robes, isn't it? You have 3 robes, Bhante?
I have 3 robes.
Yeah. So a monk is allowed to keep 3 robes. So how many other, I mean, pieces of clothes do we keep? Yeah. How many robes do you have, Keith? He's in trouble now.
I have 2.
Okay.
I have one for everyday robes, and I have one that I keep special for special ceremonies.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
That is better quality.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of, but that is not your ordinary clothes.
Oh, you asked me about robes.
Yeah, exactly, robes. Now, what I really meant was, I mean, usually this is for the monastic, use of robe is just only 3 they can have. And if you store more, sorry?
We called Thanipata Sura, Depata Sura, and the Andanaya.
Yeah. So you are allowed, because if you store more than 3, then you become greedy. Yeah, and so you're not actually keeping the precepts properly. Yeah. So
is it more like the spirit of it, that you don't sort of that you don't get too much obsessed with clothing?
Exactly. That is the purpose. That's the purpose. And this is why, say, yoniso, patisankaya yoniso. I mean, reflected wisely. Now that's the important part. Whenever you do that, do wear your clothes, you are mindful why you are wearing the clothes. You're not actually wearing it to look glamorous, look nice, attract people, this and that. So the, you have really understood the reason why you are wearing the clothes. And this is Sita Sapatighata, protect from the cold, protect from the heat, protect from mosquitoes, protect from, I mean, that sort of very practical. I mean, see, there are some monks who never actually keep more than 3 robes, And the other thing is the monks, when they use the robes, they don't waste them either. You know, they have to use the robe, and then when it actually wears out, they have to recycle it. So they use it as the bed sheet. When that is, you know, that is worn out further, they use it as a rug. And, you know, when it is worn out, they put it on the wall, you know, with the mud. I mean, you know, that you know, I think the monastic tradition has taught the recycling way before we started that, you know. We really don't do a proper recycling, but they, you know, using it very prudently and meaningfully. So Patisankaya Yonis.
May
Yeah.
I ask something?
Yeah, please.
I was wondering about the color. It's a kind of orange, I think. But, why that color? What's the reason for that?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
why? Yeah, why is it saffron color? Yeah, I mean, why not white? Why not blue? Why not green? You know, why not red?
I mean, the Tibetans have got a kind of red and dark
Yeah,
red.
the Tibetan is bit reddish, but actually they all kind of form into a pattern. I think the pattern was, I mean, I think when I was speaking in a school in America, you know, I remember the students asked me the question, you know, why do monks wear this saffron, you know, like color?
Yeah.
But I said, you know, I think the first answer that came to my mind was that color is, it reminds of your change, you know, like it reminds you the change in the world. Like, you know, when the fall comes in America, I mean, you know, everything, like the trees and everything really turn saffron. Yeah. So probably I think that may be a good answer, but I think the reason why this color was because they wanted to actually look different from ordinary people. Excuse me. So they what they did was they took a white cloth and then they actually colored it with the tree barks, you know. Now still, yeah, they put that into a bucket and or you know, there's a special place where you do this, and that is how they made their cloth. And also this cloth was not a one-piece cloth, and you can see the monk's robe is like you know, many pieces joined together. Do you know why that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually to I mean that's mainly because those days monks collected these from charnel grounds, you know, the burial places where the bodies were wrapped in the white cloth. And yeah, and then they collected those pieces from here and there and then knitted together, you know, put it together. Yeah, and this is how they made their robe. You know, I think that's a kind of very simplistic, because it's a wasted cloth, and they collected them and put that together and they made their robe. And but nowadays the monks get you know, brand new clothes, and they you know, they become a bit more fashionable. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah. So the same thing with the Pindapata. Patisanka yoniso pindapatang patisevami. Yeah. So neva davaya, you know, now this is important. Neva davaya, na madaya, na mandanaya, na vibhusanaya yavadeva imassakaya satitiyayapana. Neva davaya. Dava means, like energy, to energize, na madaya, and become very strong. Na mandanaya, to decorate your body, like your muscles and everything, and you become very fit. Na vibhusanaya, again, same different way of saying, decorate and etc. So yavadeva imassa kaya satitya yapanaya, just for the endurance, for the furtherance of this body, to actually sustain this body. Yavadeva imassa kaya satitya yapanaya vihingsu paratiya brahmacharya anugrahaya. Now, without major problems, to achieve the spiritual goal. Iti puranancha vedanang patihankami. When you eat, your hunger is satisfied. All pain is destroyed. But new navancha vedanang na upadesami. Now that's important. Usually when you eat too much, you create some problems. Yeah, overweight and pain, etc. Yeah. So yatra cha me bhavisati anavajyata cha phasu vihar. So it is just for the sustenance of the body, without much ado, without much trouble. Yeah. So patisanka yoniso senasanam patiseva. So okay. So that's the pindapata. And the third one is senasana. Again, the same story. Yavadeva sitasa patigataya, unhasa patigataya, dansamakasavata. Again, like the clothes, is to protect yourself from the heat, cold, from mosquitoes, etc. Utupari, and from different seasons, like when there is rain and cold, etc. You have to protect yourself. Now, utuparisaya vinodanam patisalla naramatta. Now, that's a long word. So when there is a change of season, you got to protect yourself. Now that's the chi, that is senasana. Again, the patisanka yoniso gilana pache besajja parikara. Now gilana pache, again, that is when you are ill, when you are sick, how you just to look after yourself. That's the word. Patisanka yoniso gilana pache bhesajja parikara patiseva. Again, yavadeva uppannanang veyyabadikana. Uppanna means a rise, a reason. Veyyabadikana. Vyabad is physical problems. Veyyabadikana. Yeah, vedanana. The word vedana. What is vedana?
Feeling.
Feelings, yeah. Patighataya, just to manage. And that is the purpose of the medicine. Abhyapajja paramataya. Now, without any major illnesses, problems, you want to get through the day and night. So, and that is the purpose. So now when you are using this, you are actually mindful of the purpose of them and do not get carried away by these things, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
So you should use the things for well, the bare necessity and not indulge in anything. That's
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Now you can see, you know, how much we have become decadent, you know, using, I mean, in the developed world, we are wasting so much. And, you know, I mean, all of these we waste, whereas other parts of the world, people are really struggling. Basics. Yeah. So now in that context, you can see how important it is to realize, you know, whenever you use not just this 4 things, but even other things like electricity, you know, energy, for example, you know, turn a light off when you don't use it, yeah, you know, etc. So anyway, so patisanga, that's when whatever you use, you have to be mindful. Why am I using this? Yeah. So it should be, you know, used just for that purpose, not beyond that. Okay. So that is also, you know, a way to practice, you know, that is the practice, isn't it? Yeah. Adivasana. Yeah. Adivasana. Why? What is Adivasana?
Enduring.
Enduring. Exactly. So bearing up, you know, bear up. You know, sometimes we don't like certain things, but we very reluctantly endure them. So the Buddha, you know, says, Katamacha bhikkave asava adivasana pahataba. Because see, what really lies underneath our comfort, for example, is also defilements, isn't it? Yeah. You know, if you're looking for comfort, I remember, you know, there was a couple living in England who wanted to go for a meditation retreat, and they were looking for a place, and they couldn't find a place with air conditioning. You know, I mean, you can't, you know, and they finally had to abandon their going to the meditation retreat because there was no air conditioning. That's kind of self-defeat the whole purpose, doesn't it?
Well, one of the things that also is asked for on retreats is that people definitely want a room on their own. So they're very, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if you know, or know, if there is any, you know, particular reason why you need to have that, I mean, that is absolutely fine. Yeah. But if you're not, I mean, you know, I think we were just talking about going to a meditation retreat just before you came and joined in this class. So, I mean, if it doesn't challenge you, meditation, you know, that practice doesn't serve the purpose, does it? I mean, that is, at least, I mean, I like it when it really challenges you. Yeah. So, you know, people sometimes just, you know, use meditation for their, you know, ego as well, you know, etc. But that's not the purpose. Anyway, Adivasana, endurance. And that is also learning to endure. What do you endure? Patisankaya yoniso Sitasa, unhasa, like even enduring kamo hoti sitasa. So you actually bear up cold, So sometimes, we are very happy when the summer comes. We are not very happy when the winter comes. So, I think that's not right. So, kamo hoti sitas, unhas, when it is hot, some people say, oh, I can't bear up the heat. That's why I don't go to Sri Lanka. That's not a good reason not to go to Sri Lanka, okay? This is not an advertisement.
Sounds a bit like.
Yeah, but actually some people really like the hot weather. Yeah, and that is another problem, when you like the, hot weather. So, sitas, unhas, jigacha. Jigacha is, hunger, pipasa, thirst. Now, when you are really hungry, bearing up is not easy. Yeah. But see, the monks take only one meal a day, one kind of, after midday, they're not supposed to eat. But they get really used to it. And I think now they find it actually very healthy as well to eat just, simple 1 or 2 meals. Yeah. I have actually cut down on my meals. Somebody said I cut down 1 meal out of the 3, and I said I cut only 2 meals out of the 5. so anyway, so bearing up, and being ready, prepared to bear up. Yeah. So the words jigacha, pipasa, dansa, makasa, vata, atapa, siring sapa, sampasana. It's a big tongue twister. Yeah. Okay, now these are kind of different types of insects bite, mosquito bite, and yeah. So now again, the comfortable, looking for really comfort. Yeah. Duruttanam, duragatanam, vachanapatanam. Now that's a really good one. Duruttanam, duragatanam, vachanapatanam. Vachana means word. Vachanapatanam, when somebody actually shout at you, being able to bear that up. Yeah. So uppannanam saririkanam vedananam dukkhana tibbanam, now these are kind of different extreme words, like saririkanam vedananam, when you have pain, being ready to bear up, not necessarily using painkillers too much, if it is a toothache, of course, take some paracetamol. Yeah, and also amanapanam, panaharananam, adivasana. So see, now these are kind of monastic practice where you are not affected by, some people actually criticizing you, and etc. When others misbehave, don't be affected. So learning to bear up. these activities. Now that is Adivasana. Okay, so are you with me so far, or are you bored? Very bored? No?
No.
Okay, okay. So now the yang hisa bhikkave anadivasayato uppajjeyang asava vigata paha parilaha. Yeah, now so when you don't bear up, there are some defilements actually gathering in your mind. So and being ready to therefore bear up pretty much anything. And somebody was asking, what is the limit? How much can you bear up? Yeah, can you bear up Boris Johnson? And some no, I mean, so a lot of things in the world, people are questioning how much can it. So, but I think the spiritual life is kanti paramang tapo, your ability to bear up. It's a plus for you. Yeah. So, okay, what is this last word? Not last. Parivajjana. Parivajjana.
Can I ask you something about?
Oh, please, yeah.
Yeah, is it Adivasana? Is it similar as you mentioned it, Kanti?
Kanti, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is same as it's a parami, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like Kanti. Adivasana, that is the result. Kanti is the result of Adivasana. When you bear up, you develop Kanti.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Parivajjana. Parivajjana means avoiding. There are certain things to avoid. Yeah. What are the things to avoid? Katamecha bhikkave asava parivajjana pahatabba. Which ones are, should be abandoned by avoiding? Ida bhikkave bhikkhu. Now, idha is a good word. In this dispensation of Dhamma, in this Dhamma, ida bhikkave bhikkhu patisankhayoniso chandam hatting parivajjeti. So you avoid difficult elephant, hatti. Like you're not brave. You say, oh, I am a monk, so I can, be brave going in front of an elephant. Yeah. So chandang hatting parivajjet. You avoid. Chandang asang parivajjet. So chanda means like vicious, difficult, or what's a good word? Chanda.
Obstacle.
Violent.
Obstacle.
Yeah, obstacle or ferocious. Yeah. Violent. Good word. Yeah, violent. Chanda. Exactly. Chanda. Violent. Chandang asang parivajjet. Chandang gonang parivajjet. Yeah. Even a cow. Chandang kukuram. Even a dog. Yeah. Parivajjet. Yeah. Ahinkano, even some violent or difficult or dangerous things, parivajjeti. So all the dangerous things you should avoid. Okay. So I let you enjoy and read the details. Now the whole purpose is just, just to sensitize you to read on your own and understand. Vinodana pahatabba. What's a word for, what is the English word for vinodana?
It's removing.
Yeah, removing. Yeah. So katamecha bhikkave asava vinodana pahatabba. Ida bhikkave bhikkhu patisankha yoniso. Now this is very important. Patisankha yoniso. In everyone it says mindfully, like considered with wisdom. Yeah. Uppannang kama vitakkang nadhivaseti. When kama vitakka, thought of attachment, nadhivaseti, does not bear up or does not entertain. Pajahati, give up. Vinodeti, remove. Pyanti karoti, just make it zero. Anabhavangameti. So the thoughts of attachment, thoughts of aversion, vyapada is aversion, uppannang ahimsa, even thoughts of harm. When somebody does something to you and you have a thought of harming that person, and you should immediately remove that. Yeah. Uppanne papake akusale dhamme. So the sinful akusala, unwholesome things, nadhivaset, does not entertain, does not bear up. Yeah. Pajahati, avoid or remove. Vinodeti. Pyanti karoti, anabhavangamiti. Just make them zero. Yeah. Now this is the last one. Actually, this is important. Bhavana pahatabba. Now meditation is only the last one. Bhavana pahatabba. Katamecha bhikkave asava bhavana pahatabba. What are the asavas that could be removed through meditation? Patisankha yoniso sati sambojjangang bhaveti. Now that's the, most of these, the other ones is to avoiding, removing and abandoning. But this is actually developing bhavana, the last one. So sati sambojjangam bhaveti, develop the mindfulness, sati. Sambojjanga. Now these are the 7 bojjangas, limbs of enlightenment. Bojjanga means bodhi, bodhi anga. Bodhi anga. Anga means limbs. Bodhi, that which lead to the enlightenment. So bodhi anga becomes bojjanga. Yeah, bojjanga. So satisam bojjanga bhaveti viveka nissitang. Now these 4 words are really important. Now when you are meditating, practicing, there should be viveka nissitang. Viveka is like rest, relaxation. When you are practicing your bojjanga, it should relax you. It should calm you down. Viveka nissita. Viraga nissita. Not attached to them. Yeah. Now these 4 words are actually repeated throughout the Pali canon. Viveka Nissitang, Viraga Nissitang, Nirodha Nissitang, Vosagga Parinami. Because they are very, you know, they are kind of full of meaning, loaded with spiritual meaning. Viveka Nisita, rest and relaxation. If you meditate with uptightness, that's no meditation. Viraga Nisita, if you meditate with attachment, that's not meditation. Nirodha Nisita, you know, it should actually lead to cessation. Vosagga Parinaming is kind of leaning towards the Nibbana. Vosagga Parinami. So all the 4 words are repeated in every 7. I mean, all the 7.
So
Yeah,
this Bojangam
yeah,
is it
yeah.
like a word on its own? And does it mean limbs leading to enlightenment?
Yeah.
Or-
Bajangas are limbs of enlightenment. So,
Okay.
so I mean, you know, until you hit these 7, you are not in the path to enlightenment. So therefore, these are parts of limbs of enlightenment. So, you know, when you are developing this, you know that you are on the path. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Like the
Yeah.
previous ones, like endurance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now these 7 are Bojanga, 7 Bojangas. 7 Bojangas are, you know, it's important to understand these 7. Sati. Can you all see Sati? That's number 1. The second one is called Dhammavichaya. Dhammavichaya. Oh, it's actually, these words are here already. Sati Sambojjhanga. Sati Sambojjhangam. Now that's 1. Dhammavichaya Sambojjhangam. That's 2. And Virya Sambojjhangam. That's 3. Piti Sambojjhangam. That's 4. Passaddhi is 5. Samadhi is 6. Upekha is 7. Now, these are really important 7 limbs of enlightenment, Bojjangas. You may have actually heard Bojjanga Parita. There's a chanting based on Bojjangas. Probably Venerable can do a bit of chanting at the end, Bojjanga chanting. So because the Buddha said, if you are feeling unwell, if you want to bless somebody, do the Bojjanga chanting. It's very powerful. Yeah. So Sati, Dhammavichaya, third is Virya, fourth Piti, Virya, Piti, Passaddhi, Samadhi, Upekha. Yeah. Do you know all the 7? Sati, you already know, that's the number 1, mindfulness. What is number 2? Dhammavichaya? That is actually, yeah, that's the name of our course here, Dhammavichaya.
The investigation of Dhamma.
Correct. Yeah. Investigation. Dhamma and Vichaya. Vichaya means examination, investigation. Yeah. Dhamma Vichaya. And Virya. What's Virya?
Energy.
Energy. Effort, energy. Yeah. Piti. Piti is
Joy.
joy. Yeah. Passaddhi.
It's calm.
Yeah. It's tranquility and calmness. Yeah. Samadhi. Samadhi is concentration. Yeah. Upekha. Upekha. Now that's a really interesting word. It is upa ikha. I mean, literally, the word means upa means close. Ikha means see. See very closely. Now, that is the summit of a spiritual attainment. And the summit of spiritual attainment is where you actually see everything so clearly. And this is actually a really good example that insight is the end goal, the summary of the Buddhist practice. Yeah. So upekha.
Can I ask something?
Oh yeah, please.
Usually upekha is translated as equanimity, but that sounds like a really strange translation for insight. Not that insight isn't supported by equanimity, I understand, but as a direct translation, it's a bit strange, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. Upekha is often translated. I mean, I think it's the right translation. Upekha, equanimity, a kind of a balance of state. But actually, if you look into the etymology of it, upa means close, ikha means see. When you see it very closely, you don't get attached to it. You are kind of, you develop this ability to be equanimous and, balanced state of mind. So those are kind of qualities of upekha. Yeah. So that, I mean, when you translate sometimes, I mean, what is equanimity? It could be like, kind of, it could be interpreted as what is the word? Indifference. But that is not indifference. I mean, upekha is a very strong spiritual, I think it is the summit of spiritual attainment, because it is not indifference. It is not, so equanimity in the sense that it is fully charged, encompass entire insight. And that's why I call it kind of, insightful attainment. And it has that, very deep meaning. And this is why, I mean, sometimes when you read the Pali, when you translate, you don't get the same sense. And we have seen that more than once, right? So some of the words, when you translate into English, they don't really encompass, they don't capture the meaning. Yeah. So,
I mean, Sunil, were you then effectively using mundane terminology to explain the supramundane? So that's why you struggle.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that is exactly, and that's a reason, because language is the tool of the world, mundane, and you are trying to use that to express something going beyond the worldly realms, and it's not an easy job. you know, and this is why the Buddha was contemplating whether he should share this Dhamma or not. And at one point he thought, oh, you know, I better shut up, you know, stay silent. And the Brahma, the great man, had to come and say, oh, don't do that, you know, and that's why he had to go out and teach again. So I think it is, yeah. So he had to use the worldly tool to express something, a realization that is so deep and subtle, and something that he realized. Yeah.
So if we use your words there of closely seeing,
yeah,
you would effectively abandon most things that were unskillful, wouldn't you?
You will not abandon most what?
Well, if you were able to see, as you say here, very closely,
yeah,
and you see the way it is, you would abandon most of these things. So you would have achieved the abandoning by examination, really, wouldn't you?
Exactly. No, yeah. No, I mean, these are.
You could apply to any of them.
Exactly. You're right. I mean, see the these are cyclic, you know, like these are not like, I mean, the way I understand it is they are, I mean, this last word captures the senses of all of these. So it's not just, you know, singleton word. I mean, you know, they do have different functions, all right. But when you come to this point, you see things so closely, and you are not affected by, you know, what you are seeing, because you have examined them, you have, you know, effort, you know, energetically, you know, examine it, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, so I think, I mean, I would say the word upekha or upeksha is the summit, is the top word which really encapsulate the spiritual attainment, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I like the upa-ikha, upa-iksha. Iksha is that, you know, clear seeing. Yeah. Ikkhati, ikkhati is to see. So, okay, folks.
Excuse me, sir, could you basically explain like this, as you said that as a result of when one look closely, as a result, the thing will be abundant. Therefore, it is defined as equanimity, the end results, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's this tells the technique to see closely. As a result of one at the end part, see something very closely, mean non-attached, non-biasfulness. As a result, the end result could be equanimity, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I mean, it is, you know, those are resultative. Those are basically the fruits of your attainment. So, and that you know, that's why the word upeksha. I mean, again, we shouldn't necessarily go by the etymology of a word, because they give different meanings. But what you know, what in this particular context, when you describe, you know, viveka nisitang, viraga nisitang, nirodha nisitang, vosagapa. So basically, this encourage you to capture something like, it's not just getting into the negative interpretation like indifference. And I've seen some people actually translate it as indifferent, but that's a wrong translation. So it is equanimity, it is but there's another really nice English word. I can't remember. So probably I need a cup of tea now.
It's also it's one of the Brahma Viharas. So the
exactly. Yeah.
The cumulative of metta in a sense. It's metta with insight. Yeah.
Exactly. The top Brahma Vihara. Again, see, those Upekkha is the highest spiritual, attainment. So it is listed in so many lists. That's I think the 10, I can't remember, paramis, 4 Brahma Viharas, 7 Bajangas, and etc., etc. So there's that is the ultimate spiritual attainment. Okay. All right, folks, we'll take a short break and come back in 10 minutes. Shall we? Yeah, great.
Oh, just like to say, Sunil, next time I won't be here. I'm
okay.
on a sort of a meeting with all the members in UK.
Okay.
And then after that, it will be my last time, because after that I'm away on a cycling trip.
No problem. Don't worry. Yeah. So, sorry, Julia. Yes.
I said that we will miss you.
Oh, we will definitely miss you.
Thank you.
And we will miss your chanting,
Yeah, I can
Definitely.
Yeah. So in your tradition, do you do a lot of chanting?
Yeah, I reasonably, yeah, we chant almost, well, on retreat quite a lot, and mantras, and also what we call the Tiratana Vandana. That's
oh yeah.
And the refuges and precepts we chant, and and also other verses from the Dhammapada, for instance, as well. And
Venerable Sangharakshita was, he was quite a chant. He was very well, very Pali educated. I don't know how he did. Yeah.
He knew the whole Dhammapada by heart.
Oh my God, yeah.
Pali, yes. Like you did as well, didn't you?
Yeah. But the monastics are expected to do that. But was he kind of they say they do this ordination, but it is kind of not like a monastic life. It is, yeah.
In our tradition, what is central is the going for refuge to the 3 jewels. And the lifestyle is sort of secondary. It's not unimportant, but it's secondary. So some people live as anagarikas and others don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
I don't.
Do you consider yourself to be an ordained member?
An order member, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Tiratana is the nucleus of the Tiratana movement is the Tiratana order. Okay,
yeah. No, there are quite serious members. I met, I worked with quite a few Tiratana members, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. folks, welcome back. So how is your Pali now?
A tricky question.
It's a what?
Well, you said it's not really a Pali course in a sense, so it's more Dhamma Vichaya than.
Yeah. If you learn the word Dhamma Vichaya, you've learned Pali, you know.
Yeah.
But when I think what I knew before we started this course, I think I learned so much. So yeah, I really see the difference. I didn't know anything and I couldn't chant or read, and now it's easier to do it at home. And also
Great.
Yeah, so I think a lot we learned and still have some time.
Oh, great. So you got something out of it. And I think it's building confidence, isn't it? That is, you know, I think learning Pali, I mean, you know, a lot of Pali scholars, you see they speak, well, because they can get to the context. The text is one thing, the context is another thing. You know, like a lot of people, there are a lot of people who understand the text, but they don't understand the context. Do you see the difference? Like, you know, like the word upekha, for example. I mean, it could, the word has no meaning. No, you know, I mean, if you take any English or any other language, any word does not have a meaning. Meaning is produced by the context. And it's learning the different context is the trick. And I think the reason why they kept the Pali tradition, you know, not really directly translating it into different languages is because they were afraid that original meaning would be lost. Yeah. So, and I think I can see that in you know, when you really dwell or, you know, go deep into the language, you see that it's so easy for us to miss the context. So what is, I mean, now our job is to, you know, these two authors are really interesting ones, James Gare and Karuna Tilaka. I mean, they both are very, you know, serious scholars at Cornell University. So they studied classical languages, like, you know, they were very experts in Greek, Latin, Sanskrit, Gothic, you know, and that really gave them this idea that if you want to read the Pali, you know, you should not really learn the language per se. You should, you know, you should be able to interpret or learn it in the proper context. And that's why they sort of slowly brought us to the, you know, reading the sutras. You know, reading a sutra is not an easy thing at all. Yeah, yeah, so the context, and I think, like, you know, what would have the Buddha, you know, meant when he said X, you know, that's a that is understanding that context. So entering into the word of the Buddha, or, you know, sort of peeping into the mind of the Buddha. Yeah. It's not an easy job.
I suppose James, Gear and Karuna Tilake, they were practicing Buddhists as well?
Yeah, both of them are very strong Buddhists. Yeah, I mean, this James Gare is an American who actually was a military person as well, and he studied classics, and so he learned Pali, and he was very fond of reading the sutras. I remember in his I was his teaching assistant at the time, and so I was a guinea pig. He would read and reflect on or look up a word meaning of a word for days and weeks. He just and he say, "Oh, Sunil, this is this can be interpreted this way, that way, the other way, and blah blah blah." So he was so very inquisitive of how language actually gives different meaning over through time. So historical, that's called historical linguistics. Yeah, very interesting character. And sadly, both of them have passed away now. Yeah. I used to fight with both of them a lot, because they would actually give a particular meaning, like say yoniso manasikara, and they say wise attention, and and I say, what does that mean? And we will argue for days and weeks sometimes. And but one good thing is he just would come back and say, oh, there is something to what you say. This realizations. Very, very interesting people. And I think people who look into the classical languages, like even Sanskrit, Greek, Gothic, and the Latin, and they find the amazing similarities, and they kind of get some intuitive understanding of the word's meaning. Yeah. Anyway, don't study linguistics, okay? You will go crazy. It's a theoretical linguistics is like basically not believing in language at all. So, but this is exactly what the Buddha says. The Buddha says, don't believe a word I say. And he says, Akkeya sanyino satta. He says, all beings actually go by what is being said. Akkeyasmin patitida, and they actually jump into certain meaning. Akkeyang aparinyana, without knowing the word, I mean, where they come from and how they come about. Yoga Maya Antimachuno, they actually fall into the trap of the Mara. Yeah. So don't go by the words and the meaning, and don't learn Pali, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, but learn the Dhamma though. Anyway, so what else do you want to learn? You have studied now quite a number of sutras. We started off with the first sutra, the second sutra, the third and fourth. I mean, very crucial sutras. I mean, there are many other really nice sutras to learn as well. Is there any particular sutra that you would like to learn?
Maybe we could suggestion. But previously you talked about the Karaniya Sutta and about the Metta Sutta as being two different suttas. Huh?
Yes. Yes.
And which one is in the Sutta Nipata? Is that the Metta Sutta?
I think both of them are in the Sutta Nipata.
But because the Metta Sutta, as I've learned, it starts with Karaniya Mata Kusalena.
No. It is. I think I know the metas. Well, there you have. Shall I share my? Let me just get a whiteboard. So a lot of people have, like, do this. Now this is Karaniya what plus Atthakusala.
Yeah.
Karaniya Attakusale.
Yeah. Atthakusala. Yeah. So Atthakusala is a name for a person who is on the path. Yeah, but a lot of people, because they hear Karaniya Atthakusala and they say Karaniya that usually M comes in between Karaniya Mata. And this is like converted into Metta. And they think the sutta name is Karaniya Metta. This is a misnomer. Yeah. It's a wrong etymology.
Yeah.
But Metta Sutta is totally a different one. Metta Sutta. So I think both of these are found in Sutta Nipata.
Karaniya Sutta and Metta Nisansa.
Sorry? Yeah. Now there are Metta Sutta and Metta Nisansa. That's another sutta. But these are two different suttas. But both, talk about practice of metta. That's a different thing.
Global metta.
Yeah, metta is the theme of both, but Atthakusala is a person who is anyone who is on the Buddhist path is called Atthakusala. Kusala is wholesome. Attha is meaning. One who. So that's wrongly characterized. So therefore, Metta Sutta starts with like Mettaya Bhikkhave Cheto Vimuttya. Yeah. And that is also, metta can be of two types as well. One is Mehta Samadhi. I think we have talked about that. And Metta Cheto Vimutti. So, Metta Samadhi is kind of even outside of Buddhism, but the Buddhist practice is Metta Cheto Vimutti. This is mostly, Buddhist, but this is kind of even outside of Buddhism. Yeah.
Okay.
So because in Buddhism, you don't practice metta just for samadhi, but you practice it for Cheto Vimutti, as it is a technique to liberate the mind. There is no harm in practicing it as samadhi. but that is not the end goal. End goal is Cheto Vimutti. Yeah. Yeah. So therefore Karaniya Sutta, either you have to say Karaniya Sutta or Karaniya Matta Atta Karaniya Matta Kusala Sutta. That's a different one. So Metta Sutta is something totally different. Yeah. And this is something that a lot of people confuse or conflate.
Well, in the volume I've got of the Sutta Nipata, and it's called Metta Sutta. I think it's chapter 8, and it starts.
No, 10 Gatha, right?
Sorry.
10 Gathas. 10 Pali verses, the Gatha.
It says Metta Sutta, yeah?
Yeah.
It's called Metta Sutta, but it starts with Karaniya Mata Kusalena.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah.
Exactly. No, you are right. Now, Karaniya Sutta, the content of that is Metta. So therefore, it is okay to call it Metta Sutta.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But there is another Metta Sutta.
Okay.
Yeah. It starts with Mettaya Bhikkhave Cheto Vimuttya. Do you understand? Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. So, sorry,
Sunil, they may understand I'm the foggiest. You've lost me. Which sutta are you saying is more genuinely metta?
Well, I think both are genuinely metta, but actually the content of these two are different. The Karaniya Sutta is like it is like how it addresses the meaning as how, and this is like what for, like what for. Both can be called Metta Suttas, Metta Sutta 1 and Metta Sutta 2, but the content of that is Karaniya Sutta is how you practice it, like Karaniya Attu Kusalena Yantan Santam. I mean, so basically the content of that is mostly addressing how, whereas this one, what for, what is the purpose, but there is also an element of how in there, but the gist of it or the focus is mostly on what for, and they're addressing the Metta Cheto Vimutti aspect. So yeah. Sorry, who is first? Lady is always first. Yeah.
Well, am I a lady? I don't know, but I wanted to ask, could it be interesting to look at both of these texts to work through both of these texts?
Okay.
Put all the texts together and look at them both. I mean, literally.
What do you mean?
I mean, could it be interesting to read and discuss both of these texts? I mean, with the text, as we did with the Dona Sutta and all those other suttas.
Oh, right. Okay. Would you like to? Yeah, that's a great thought. Yeah. No, let's actually have a look at the content of the two suttas, the Karaniya Sutta and the Metta Sutta, so that we would know
and the
which is which.
Mittani Sansa Sutta,
Yeah, no, that's a different one. So Bhante is
Different.
trying to make it even harder for us. Don't complicate,
No.
don't complicate our life. Our life is
Oh, great, great, great.
because
different sutta.
some more suttas, Metta Nisansa. There is another sutta called Metta Nisansa. But the critical point is like Karaniya Sutta and the Metta Sutta. What is the difference and similarity of the two? So let's talk about it next week, shall we?
That will be great. Yes, yes.
Yeah, fantastic. No, thanks for that idea. We will take it up next week. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, folks.
Well, but
Yeah.
next week, when we do it next week, then Atamita isn't there, or is he?
Oh, I know. Adamitra is not there. I know.
I can watch it.
But he can definitely watch our video. This is the good thing. You can watch our video and we won't charge you for that, no?
Very generous of you. Thank you.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
too kind.
definitely. Yeah. So let's do Metta Sutta and the Karaniya Sutta next week. Because those are actually key suttas as well. Okay, folks.
So one more question: where can I find the Metta Sutta then? Not the Karaniya, but the Metta Sutta.
Oh, Manoj, can you go to Chatta Sangayana and get the Metta Sutta? Yeah, he's our librarian.
I'll send now. Right, I'll send.
Librarian, yeah.
Is it in the? Where is it? In Anguttara Nikaya or the?
Metta Sutta. I think it is in the Khuddaka Nikaya, because the Parivana, it's included in the chanting book. Most of the chanting suttas are in the Khuddaka Nikaya. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have a look at them next week. Any more questions, folks?
Maybe one time we can read sutta about, like, I think we did a bit, but like more about jhanas.
Okay.
Sorry, about what, Julia?
Jhanas, like this
Jhanas.
meditative.
Manas.
No.
Yeah.
Jhana.
Yeah. Jhana. Yeah.
Jhana.
Jhana. Yeah. Jhanas. Yeah. Yeah. What would be the there are Attaka Nagara. Yeah. So I think we could do that as well, but only thing is it's a bit long. Let's have a look. I know at least jhana. Okay. Yeah. What else do you want to say? Oh, Metta Sutta. Where did you get that, Manoj?
I have a secret mantra. Once I recite it, all things are.
It just appears.
That is internet. That is internet.
Yeah. It is the net of Dharma. Yeah.
Arthamitra, you can go through. There is a PDF version in the Google. I put it in the chat box.
Yeah. What's the reference? Let's have a look.
Metta Sutta.
Metta Sutta, but it doesn't say. Oh no, get the Pali one.
Yeah, the Pali one is there inside. Okay.
Oh, it's Anguttara Nikaya, is it?
Yeah.
It's in the Anguttara Nikaya. Okay. Yeah. The
Pali one inside in the document.
Okay.
Wikipedia has AN 1115, and they refer to it as this Metta Samadhi Sutta, which is what It's not what you wanted, is it?
Yeah, yeah. So this is the Anguttara Nikaya one. And this is a Karaniya Sutta. Which is or Metta Sutta, which is the same thing. So okay. So do you want to have a look at it today, or do you want to do it next week?
There's not that much time, I think, left.
Yeah, we don't have enough time.
It would be good if we knew what the references were and we could have a read of them beforehand.
Yeah, let's have a look at the references. So the Metta Sutta comes in the...
I've got Karyana Metta Sutta SN 1.8.
The Sutta Nipata.
No, that is Karani. No, Kalyana Mitta. It's not Metta. Kit.
Karyana, no, it's Metta.
Yeah,
here. Karaniya. Yeah.
Oh, Karaniya Metta. Okay.
Sutta.
It's in the Sutta Nipata, in the Khuddaka Nikaya.
That's in the Khuddaka Nikaya. Yeah, exactly. That's in the Khuddaka Nikaya for sure. And the Metta Sutta is in Anguttara Nikaya. So this is called benefit of Metta. Yeah, but that Pali is not there. Do we have the no Metta Bhikkhave Cheto Vimuttiya?
No,
you don't have it. No.
Is that the sutta where he says that the metta makes you sleep well?
Yeah, this is like Anguttara Nikaya, the 11 types, like, you sleep in comfort and wakes up and blah, blah, blah. And you don't get COVID if you practice metta.
Well, that's not right. That's not right.
Sorry. Yeah, well, yeah. So, let's have a look at it next week. Metta and Karaniya Sutta.
This link that Manoj sent is like so good, like the way they divided it.
It's not that it has only some aspects of the Metta Sutta, but it has not the original Pali versions. Yes, I'm very sorry.
The original Pali Metta, you should put both Karaniya Sutta and the Metta Suttas side by side so that we will know the difference. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Tripitaka has a lot of suttas. I think it's about 18,000. So in your first Pali course, you will memorize only 1,000. Okay. That means you have to have 18 different, Pali courses. Yeah. Okay. Mikhail?
So one sutta that I've already read in English, but it's called the Nibbana Sutta. And then there are jhanas described there, but they are just mentioned by name. And it often happens that there's not that much discussion of them, but just, for example, like in this sutta, that they are part of the process. But it would be interesting, especially these to discuss the arupa jhanas, because they are more interesting, because there's a lot of interpretation, I think, in scholarship, and that's obviously not direct Dhamma Vichaya, but just some scholars and their interpretation. So
now about the jhanas, I mean, you see the jhanas are of two different types. One is like mundane jhana. Those jhanas that even the Devadatta and others had jhana. I mean, even it's all pre-Buddhistic jhanas. But then in the sutta, how you actually put jhanas under the scope of vipassana. When you actually make it vipassana jhana, and that is more Buddhist jhana. I know Lola is very interested in jhanas as well, aren't you? Did you ask this same question? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So, and I think what I figure, I mean, though the Pali canon does not make a clear distinction of the two, the samatha, practice, or the mundane jhanas, I mean, are separate from the vipassana jhanas. So there is actually clear evidence to suggest, and I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if anybody has done a proper research on that or not. There is clear evidence in the Pali canon to show that the vipassana jhana, or they are not necessarily the same as the other, I mean, Lokiya jhana. So in the sutras, therefore, it starts with vivicceva kame, vivicca akusale dhamme. So akusala, the word akusala and akusala is always used in the context of vipassana. Yeah, whereas in ordinary jhanas, it doesn't talk about the kusala and akusala. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean that's the difference. Nibbana Sutta. So I think the a clear place where the mundane jhanas are transformed into vipassana is called Attaka Nagara Sutta. Attaka Nagara is the name of a Brahmin who already had jhanas. And then he just came to Venerable Ananda and he asked, how do you really make use of these jhanas? And then he said, those jhanas can be put under the vipassana. So just like the four Brahma Viharas, I mean, again, the Brahma Vihara practice was very pre-Buddhistic, but the Buddha gave it the Aryan flavor. Yeah, and that is how the Vipassana tradition developed. But what happens is when people talk about jhanas, they always talk about the mundane jhanas, not the Vipassana jhanas. Yeah? Does that make any sense to you?
So where can I find the Attaka Nagara Sutta?
Yeah, Attaka Nagara Sutta is in the Majjhima Nikaya, middle-length discourses. I think it may be number, 5. Hold on. Yeah, Attaka Nagara Sutta. It's in the middle length. The volume, is it volume number 1?
Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, you can find Arun Mitra, Attaka Nagara.
Yeah. Is it?
It's in
I think it's
not the volume 1.
It's the second. I mean, no. This probably you don't need the volume number. It's already, Bhikkhu Bodhi covers everything in one this one. So you can find it here.
Okay.
Yeah. Attakanagar. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Great, folks.
Sorry, I think we need a course on how to find things in these, these books.
I know that's not an easy, but you know what happens is when you I mean, you know, this site called Chatta Sangayana. Manoj, can you actually put the link of Chatta Sangayana? That was something that was done in probably Myanmar, isn't it? Chatta Sangayana. So they put everything, all the Tripitaka and the commentaries and the sub-commentaries, everything. Now you can actually get all everything in a little iPad. Yeah. So all the commentaries, sub-commentaries, everything, you just type in the word and it gives you the details. Yeah. I mean, I had to carry all these 56 volumes, but you know, now it is just a very simple tablet. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to read another. We don't have enough time to read the another sutta, but I think how many of you are now a bit more confident in chanting? Like Arthamitra is always ready to chant. Yeah. One part of this course is to give you some confidence in your chanting. Yeah, and the Lucian also chanted one time, but I'm sure he will do
at least 3 times.
Okay. Now you are going to do the 4th time today, yeah?
If you say so, sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite chanting?
Oh. I don't know, nothing comes to mind. No, I don't know.
Did you learn our stanza by heart? Pundarikang?
No, I'm afraid I didn't, although I think I would be able to translate it if I read it now. You having said it so many times.
Yeah, you know the meaning. Yeah.
Actually, the lotus is in my Dhamman name. The Ren, in Nenren is the lotus.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's great. Lotus. Yeah. So anybody else would like to do some chanting?
Shall I?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
And I expect to have some explanation after that by Dr. Namo te purisa janya, namo te purisuttama, yassate na bhijanama, yampinisaya jayati.
Very good. Very good. Now that's a really nice stanza again. Namo te purisa janya. You know, one deva comes to one, I think the Arahant, enlightened being, and say, you know, he was actually he was wondering where his mind was. Namo te purisa janya, namo te purisuttama. You know, it is like he says, I'm actually paying my homage to you, my veneration to you. That's Namo te Purisa Ajanya. Purisa Ajanya is great man.
You taught this in Kajaniya at the end of
Yeah.
the,
Oh, right. Kajaniya Sutta. Yeah. Namo te Purisa Ajanya, Namo te Purisuttama. Yassate. What?
Yassate nabi jahanama.
Yeah.
I'll send
Yassate
this.
nabi janama yampi nisaya jahayati. Now, I don't really know where your mind is. So basically, it's saying yampi nisaya jahayati is, you know, for what purpose you are meditating. That, you know, literally that means I am not in a position to really track your mind, where your mind is. I mean, this is the no. I mean, you see, there is a technique where somebody develop, like, you know, when somebody is in a meditative posture. If you have developed your samadhi to a level, you can actually say that, oh, his mind is in the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, or formless jhana, etc. So that's a skill that people develop, or, you know, with meditation. You know, if you go to Sri Lanka, which I encourage you to do, there's a nice park in the holy city of Anuradhapura, where there is a statue which is at least 2,000 years old, and that statue is built. I mean, it's called Samadhi Statue. And that is the statue where, you know, this particular stanza is built on that. The Buddha's meditation, like when the Buddha is meditating, or when an Arahant is meditating, no expert can really track where that mind is. Even at the time of the Buddha, there were some monks, you know, who were followed. You know, the Mara followed them. You know, where is this guy? And when they passed away, they were looking for, you know, Mara was looking for their soul. You know, where have they been born? If they see, the Mara can find where they end up. But when you are in this Nirodha Samapatti, Nirodha Jhana, the Nibbanic one, you cannot trace where the mind is. So this stanza says, Yassate, you know, Yampi Nisaya Jhayati. I don't actually see where your mind is. So this divine being says that, I'm sorry, I can't really track you. Yeah. Yasate na bijana yampi nisaya jhayati. Yeah.
Thank you,
The Buddha is also called the trackless one, and the Dhammapada, isn't it?
The Buddha is called what?
The trackless one, isn't it?
Yeah, trackless one. Exactly. Yeah. You know, it says in the Dhammapada, it says, Akaseva Sakuntana, just like the birds in the sky, Padang Tas Durannaya, they're, you can't really track their footsteps. Yeah. So when the birds actually in the sky, you can't track their footsteps. So the same way, the Buddha says the Arahants, you can't track them because they get into this Sunyata Samadhi. Yeah. Trackless. Yeah. But anybody else who has developed the Samadhi to a certain level, they can track their mind, whether they end up in the form realms or formless realms, because depending on your ability to absorb. Yeah. Okay, folks, anybody else would like to do a chanting? I'm not looking at anybody in particular. So what's your favorite chanting, Lola?
I have no clue.
To have one, yeah?
I guess maybe, I think that's the only one I ever chanted. Yeah. Is Om Mani Padme Hum.
Oh, that's a good one. Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah. So do you do the Tibetan chanting a lot? Yeah. Yeah. And the other one is very famous in gate gate par sangate swaha. Is it? Yeah.
Heart
Gate
Sutra, yeah.
Heart Sutra. Yeah. Gate gate par sangate swaha. Yeah.
Pranja Paramita.
Paramita.
Pranja Paramita, the perfection.
Prajna Paramita. Yeah. No, that's a nice one as well. It's like
I could chant the Gate Gate with the melody they do at Upaya at the center of Joan Halifax Roshi, if you like.
Okay, how do they do that? Yeah.
Gahate, Gahate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhisvaha.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. So it's actually very, very meaningful. Yeah. Parasangate, Bodhisvaha.
What is its meaning? Could you please explain?
The Prajnaparamita Sutta, it says gate, gate, like, gone, Parasangate. Yeah. It is, again, it symbolizes, or it describes this touching the emptiness, isn't it? Yeah. So
going beyond everything, yeah. At the end is
yeah.
Yeah.
Gone beyond, yeah. Tathagata, yeah, Tathagata in the, yeah. So there are actually, in different traditions, they capture, I mean, it's the same, there's something really fascinates me, because though there are many different traditions, they seem to kind of complement each other very very well. It's only, you know, when you don't really know the different traditions. I mean, you think, oh, they are very different, but the similarities are much more conspicuous, isn't it?
Yeah, I find that the Tibetan medicine Buddha chant really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Do you want me to do it?
Oh, please, yeah.
It's a very short one, and they would repeat it maybe 108 times.
Wow.
I'll just do it 3. Probably Lola could do it better than I can because it's not my tradition, but I do it for the hospital sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it 3 times. Te ata om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate soha te anta om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate soha te anta om bekanze bekanze maha bekanze ranza samungate soha.
Wow, that's lovely. It's really nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It goes down very well with patients.
Yeah. No, I think you do it in a, right, the sound, the rhythm, and I think, yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. It's actually, the chanting is like how to bring that into life and its impact and how people actually receive it. I was so amazed in Trafalgar Square, on Sunday. That was the Sunday before, and these lamas and rinpoches, I mean, they were chanting, and people just got really rallied around them and listened to that, really absorbed very well. So it's incredible. Yeah. So a lot of the time, I mean, people don't understand anything, but I think it is the rhythm and they chant it in such a way that it permeates into the nature. Yeah.
I think you're right, because I was taught to chant to connect, not to chant the words. But you're connecting, if you like, your energy with those around you.
Yeah. No, I did. I mean, there was a patient about a week or 2 weeks ago in Sri Lanka who was actually literally dying, and in the last moment, and in the last moment, the family was so, so upset and everything. And I just did 49 Bojanga chanting, it took about 1.5 hours. And believe me, just, the lady just got up and said sadhu at the end. And she's still alive, and, and I think it's just, it energizes people. And also when you connect, as you said, Keith, with people, there is an amazing, I mean, this was, in the Bojanga Paritas, the Buddha advised people, monks to do that to each other. And they did that. And they say, the sutta says they got instantly better. So, yeah, Bojanga chanting. Bhante, are you there? Are you gone? I think he's gone for lunch.
Sleeping.
No, it is actually lunchtime for him. Yeah, Nevada. So
it's 9 a.m. when we start there.
Yeah, but they eat lunch before noon. So yeah, 11:30. So anyway, so great to see you all. Let's call it a day. And so next week, the homework. So homework, you haven't done any homework for many months now. So what's the homework we should do for next week?
Read those 2 suttas that we're going to compare.
Excellent. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
So
we just need Manoj to give us the crib sheet, the key points.
Yeah. Manoj, yes. Well done, Keith. Let's have a look at those 2 sutras and get the key points. Then we read it together. Yeah? All right. Okay. So, Attamitra, thank you. And would you actually do a blessing chanting today?
I could chant something. I don't know if it's a blessing, but
yeah.
Sabha papasa akarana kusala sa upasampada Tachita pariyodapana etang buddhana sasanam dhammang chari sucharitang nanang ducharitang chari dhammachari sukang seti asming loke parangicha natavata dhammadaro yavata bahubasati yoche apangpi sudvana dhammang kayena passati save dhammadaro hoti yo dhammahang napamajati nati me sarananganya buddho me saranang varang etena satyavajena otu me jayamangalam nati me sarananganya dhammo me saranang varang etena satyavajena otu me jayamangalam nati me sarananganya sangho me saranang varang etena satyavajena otu me jayamangalam namo buddhaya namo dhammaya namo sanghaya sadhu sadhu sadhu
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wonderful. That's really brilliant. Yeah. So I can now claim some credit for teaching Pali, yeah? Well done. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. You pronounce them really nice, really very well.
Thank you.
And the rhythm was wonderful. Excellent. So, all right, folks, stay safe.
The last time, Attamitra.
Sorry?
This is the last time. Hereafter, you couldn't attend the class.
No, I come not next week, but the week after that I'm there again.
Week after, yeah.
For next week only, isn't it? No. for next week only, isn't it?
Yeah. No, he's
Right.
coming back week after. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. All right. See you, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.